Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends to discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which can be, I mean, can definitely be savory. Like we want a little delivery, like we want a little sometimes low, like DiGiorno, but sometimes high, like Lucifer's or something. But at the end of the day, hopefully something mildly honey salty, because we're talking about pizza, and it's good because honey, this is
Mm-hmm.
Life After Lockup, season 5, episode 4, and appropriately titled "Pizza of My Heart." Obviously about Louis, who is an expert pizza maker. I mean, like again, he is good at flipping that dough. He has
Yeah.
a very discernible skill. How come he's like, I wonder if he got to do any of that in prison. Like, could you imagine being with prison and someone and just like wanting pizza the whole time and just having a guy that can like make you a fucking pizza? Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Right now, Wa is like drooling. I can see it.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about the delivery I have coming right now. It's not pizza, it's stuffed French toast, but I'm still thinking about it. Still thinking about
Okay.
it.
Okay. You look
So
so cute. Just so you know, if
thanks.
you're listening to us, you can't see Wa, Wahama, but she's in full reindeer's gala finest is how I would describe it.
Mm-hmm.
She's, by the way, her ears are reindeer and she's wearing a matching goddamn onesie. It's like taupe colored. And then behind her is like a plethora of, like lovely,
Santa Clauses.
Black Santa and nutcrackers and like, I don't know, is that a nutcracker?
Mm-hmm.
And I got one guy next to him.
Mm-hmm. These are nutcrackers, and this nutcracker says 2 days till Christmas.
I like their Santa because I've never seen a Santa with like a dark colored beard, like even when I've seen,
This is
like dark,
it's young
yeah.
Santa. Mm-hmm.
Even when I've seen like, like black Santas, they usually have a white beard.
Mm-hmm.
That one, yeah, that one looks like
Yeah. Yeah. We've got Santa. He's not quite old yet. He's not super old yet, but we've got Santa. We've got different iterations of Santa right here. So anywho, this was an interesting episode. It's so funny when you meet someone like Red who is having feelings but doesn't know what boxes to put his feelings in. He's having feelings. Red has so many feelings, and Joy has so many feelings, and these are two feeling people, and they don't know where to put their feelings.
Oh,
It's like
yeah. I mean,
they need to watch the movie. What is that movie with the emotions that are different colors? The Disney movie. They need to watch that movie so that they can know how to address their feelings. It's a lot of interesting. I haven't had any therapy situations going on.
yeah, I know I should know what Disney thing you're talking about, but it's just like, nope, I know I know it, but I don't know it.
Chris,
Like I
you
know it, but I
shouldn't.
don't.
You
Okay.
shouldn't. You
I don't
think
have
you
kids.
are the queen of Disney, but you're absolutely not. You don't know all of the old school classic Disney stuff, and you poo poo on them, which makes you not a real Disney person.
You know what? Oh, I definitely don't. Oh, I'm so happy you brought this up. I definitely don't want to be known as a Disney person. No, I don't
Oh,
want to
you
be
just
known as
said I should know. You should not. You should not know the name of that
not because
Disney
oh,
movie.
okay. I know, but not because I want to be an all-knowing Disney person, and I don't. I don't like to be, those people are absolutely honey crazy. Like I just take my Disney throne as being Aurora, and that's nary it. Like my Disney happened like, oh, I like Sleeping Beauty, I like Cinderella, I like Snow White, I like Lion King, I like Little Mermaid, I like Aladdin,
Inside
I
Out.
like the Cats one, and I like Dalmatian, like up until, then it's
The
whatever. I
Cats
like
one.
Encanto. What?
The Cats one.
Like Aristocats?
Yeah.
Um, I have that, honey. Like right now on Patreon, you're gonna see this right now.
Inside Out
There's
is what they should watch to learn about emotions.
okay. So let's talk about this dumb show that we have decided to like keep talking about because you were like, I don't want to talk about this show anymore, and then people were like, no, but no, don't do it to us. They're the holidays. Don't take away our love. And I was like, okay, 4 minutes in. Do you want to start with who do you want to start with?
Whoever's first on the list.
Lindsay and Blaine. Blah, 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 blah. Blaine did so many blah 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 this episode that I was like, it's like
And then he went to
he's
sleep.
playing into it.
Yeah, and then he went to sleep. And then it was the last thing I remember is like Blaine's always sleeping. Blaine is tie. Okay.
He has, listen, he's a still growing man, but
Mhm.
basically, let's pick up. So Lindsay is hot off of having like Tyler, that weird long-haired lawyer with like his feet out with like the strappy sandals lawyer, tell her now that she can either spend the rest of her basically spend the rest of her life in prison or pay him 40,000 or 20,000 and somehow that's fine. Like, I don't understand what kind of justice this is, but basically she's now seen him do the same thing for Blaine, and she wants to live this perfectly happy home life with Blaine's son and her daughter. So she's like, I got to get this money. One thing we know about Lindsay, thank you, is that Lindsay used to run shit on the streets. Used to run shit on the streets with a hard jaw, honey. Hard jaw, but with the big pockets. Okay. So, okay, I love you. I know, I get it too. It's like very much like gives me like Natalie Nunn when Natalie Nunn would be like, I run LA. But I was like, here's the funny thing is, she's not doing badly for herself, but God bless, moving on. So anyway, having said this, Lindsay is with her friend Sticks or Six. I think it's 6 or Sticks. I'm not quite sure. 6, which I made that, who, was her like other drug mule, like, Blaine was too, like all these people come out of Lindsay's like life and is like, can't wait to help you because like you are our goddess. She's like a little, I really do like love Lindsay's like energy for this. They're driving around trying to hustle money from the many people that Lindsay's like given money to. And they pull up on some dumb young white guy. And Lindsay's, I know do you want to? Yeah.
They pull up on the most beta of beta. I mean, alpha, beta, delta, gamma. This man is a gamma. Okay, he's not even a beta. They pull up on this guy and he's like, hi, Lindsay. And Lindsay's like, so you owe me money, right? Because I blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, Lindsay. And she's like, you're lucky I don't charge you interest because you haven't paid me up front. And he's like, yeah, I know, Lindsay. And she's like, you got my money? And he's like, yeah, I got it. And so he gives it to her and they get into the car and it's like she's got now a total of $500 out of the 20,000 that she needs. And 6 is like, you don't think we're getting this money all tonight? And she's like, no, but we got to get this money. And so then we have a dumb little scene where her and 6 pull over and they like check all the cameras to see where everybody is. But first, let's go back to Lindsay try to be mom of the year and she don't even know where her child is at. So Lindsay is in the kitchen cooking up a storm and she's like, Mama Grace, Grace. And Blaine's like, she's not here. I had to take her to school early morning to do a study session. And she's like, what, you mean TikTok session? And he's like, well, she had me convinced. But
even Blaine's son is like, not right now. Like that little boy's like, she's cooking these cute like pink pans, these green chef pans. They're pink, they're cute. She loves pink, honey. Like it's this kind of like beautiful, like rustic kind of cabin looking from the outside and from the inside, honey. Not a taste to be had between these two people. Like mismatched everything. Then hot pink hat stand, like the bedding doesn't make sense. It is like
doing their best.
I know. You know what? It's just, yeah, I know. I guess you're right. We can't. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of crosses on the wall. Every room has a cross on the wall.
They love Jace. It don't matter what they've done in their past. It don't matter what the drugs they were on. It don't matter what they stole. It don't matter how much time they done in jail. But Blaine, he love Jace.
I love that.
They don't wait on shit. No one like Jesus.
I know. I do love that for them. And I also love just that coupled with Lindsay just being able to go to people and be like, tell the others. And like the Jesus loving with the fact that that's why it's like when she says she runs the streets, and I believe her in the sense that she's telling these people like, you fucking tell the others. And he's like, okay, ma'am. I mean, this beta man is definitely being like, yes, ma'am. Whatever. Yeah. Like even when just to go back to, because I love it so much, she's like, and the fact you didn't put this money on my books when I was in, who are you? Who raised you? What man? And he was like, yes, ma'am. You're right, ma'am. Yes, I should have. Anyway. So basically then she goes shopping with her friend. She always has a friend for every task. She's like, she's very alpha male. I mean, she's a very not male. So sorry. She's a very alpha female, like she,
okay, Jeff, telling people.
I know. I know. Little like hint too, by the way.
Telling people what they are. Telling people what they are.
Cross promotion, honey, is that we're doing that Escaping Twin Flames docuseries on the Netflix. So if that interests you, of us just making people their own genders. No, I'm just kidding. God bless.
Yeah.
But she goes shopping with her friend Stephanie. Now this part gets crazy because this makes absolutely no sense to me. First of all, she has like one of those big ass braids, honey. I'm like, is that a real braid? Is there extra hair in that braid? How is it so thick? And who made that for you? But also, let me say this: she, as we know, is on the hunt for what? Money. And the money is what? To make sure she does not go to prison. But then she's like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy jewelry to get engaged to a man
Mm-hmm.
so that if I go to prison, he watches after my like
Yeah.
almost adult child,
Yeah. Yep.
who my mother has already been watching and doing like a fucking kick-ass job this entire time.
And it's crazy because it's crazy because it feels like a trap. It feels like a trap. And then like, but then she doesn't buy a ring, Chris. She don't buy a ring.
What
She
you buy?
don't. She buys this man a necklace that costs $200, and I said that's not enough. You are trying to trick this man into being your husband so that he has to take care of your almost adult child, and then you buy him a $200 necklace for that witchery trickery.
Yeah, no, especially because you're gonna now be the mother of his basically brand new baby in comparison to Miley,
Yeah.
who's like out the door, you know,
Yeah.
like
It's all because of the felon stuff. He's a felon, so he can't actually talk to you. So you're like, let me
I-
trap him. This is old. This is old Lindsay coming up, scamming folks.
Lindsay is so yeah. This makes absolutely no sense. And at one point she's like, "Can I return the necklace?" As if he's gonna say no, and
Yeah.
he's like, "As long as no one wears it, you know." Like it just that part's
And I
whatever.
feel
But
like it takes away from her, 19,000 five, I don't know the math, 19,500,000 $550 that she now owes. Like she's detracting $200 from the $500 she now has.
I know. So that man basically gave her 300. I know math too, huh?
Yeah. I barely know it, but here we
No,
are.
I know. They don't know it though. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Like that's yeah, I mean, it's just not the time. I mean, especially because you really can get engaged doing anything if you can get engaged with a necklace, you know? So like why not have it be a Cheerio, you know?
Yes.
One Cheerio.
One
One little
Cheerio. And
Cheerio.
not even a regular Cheerio, like a kid's Cheerio, the one that once you put it in your mouth, it dissolves immediately.
Oh, a little puff.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I love a little puff.
Puffs are delicious.
I know, they melt in your mouth and in your
Not in your
hand.
hands.
They're like, you know what I always thought? I always, this is like because I'm so Catholic or whatever, and then like in the Roman Catholic Church, and
Oh,
you would get this
so
little
Catholic.
post I was raised, and the communions always were kind of like little puffs like that, like just right melt in your mouth, honey. I mean, like,
Mhm.
was it a carb? Like, was it real? Like sometimes that's the magic of that communion. You're like, that did feel like the
Mahika.
body of Christ because I tasted it and then it was gone
Yeah, like it resurrected on the third day.
on my mouth tongue,
Mhm.
in my mouth and my tongue. So basically, do you have anything else to say about them?
I don't.
I don't. I've done my piece. So yeah, basically we love them and we want the best for them. Let's move on to Justine and Michael. Okay, so this is hot on the drama of family moving, and let's just get into it. So obviously they have a big family. She has kids, he has kids, he has kids from different baby mamas, and he has kids that haven't really spent a lot of time with him as he's been in jail, and he got out of jail and went to Justine's with her kids, and there's some feelings about that. Justine having met him through his mother. His mother now is feigning, that she doesn't trust Justine. So we're hot off of her doing something truly horrible to me in the sense that like it would be unforgivable for the attitude that it's given, which is that at a combined lunch of not just me, but my parent, my mother, you have the audacity to, after I'm married to your son that you introduced us to, and he already has multiple children by multiple women, bring a paternity test to me. I would never forgive you. And I would be like, oh, great. You don't want to ever meet your kids. That's how you feel about that. Okay, well, God bless. So, but we're supposed to believe that's not a problem, that the mother's okay with it. And now here we're at a gender reveal party. Listen, I get that gender reveal parties are exciting to people. Like I love baby showers. I just don't care so much about like what gender it is, especially my loves, if the parents have multiple children of multiple genders already. At this point, it's kind of like, all right. But at the same time, it's not my culture to like truly love this. Maybe, it's a family thing. All the kids love it. So, here we are. So also, we're hot on the fact that Michael's daughter has talked to Justine's older daughter and knows that they are going to move from Rhode Island to Vegas. And she feels a certain type of way about that, chiefly bad, chiefly negatively, that she feels her dad is just going to like up and move and not give her any like time nor attention. And that's what she truly craves. And so she wants to talk to Michael about that. We've seen this scene before. We saw this scene with Sean and Sarah, who is going to be introduced later on this episode. We saw this a lot with his older child, daughter. Same scene. I don't want you to forget about me, feel like I'm replaced, feel like you just are on to the next. And the fathers can truly never give them, I think, what they want or deserve in that moment, which is 100% time, attention, and accountability. It's just they have to be like, yeah, you're right, but this is what it is, and I'll try and do better. And do they do better? I mean, I like Michael as a father, I like Michael as a personality, I should say that, more than I like Sean. I want to like Michael as a father, but I don't know necessarily if that's what I can see yet. I want to see kids feeling valued, seen, in their lives. So, but let's get to this gender reveal party. It's all the kids, and it's a lot of games of like, who do you pick, and who is it? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Is it male? Is it female? And so people are wearing colors. The moms come. Michael's mom has to have a conversation with Michael's sister, her daughter, about why what she did was horrible. And so it's like fake. I feel like this is so fake. This is why I'm like laissez-faire about it. I'm like, it feels like it's fake. It's just so rude. So she's like, you're right. And then she has to go up to Justine and be like, I didn't mean anything by it. No, bitch. I don't know. Yeah, I just wouldn't. There's a one part of like respecting your elders and respecting like the mother of your, I don't know, the mother of your person. And there's just quite another that if I'm already with child and I've already had children and like we work together and you do something like that to me, you're just, I don't know. I find that I feel like what she did, obviously, if that was real, to be, and I've said this before, to be so disrespectful that I don't feel like there's coming back from it without, a hardcore admittance, but definitely not. This is not it. They just basically hug. Justine's wearing a cute like ombre pink thing. All the people that want the baby to be pink, the baby to be a female, which is, this is so old school, wear pink. All the people that wanted to be a boy, guess what they wear? Blue. Just kidding. So this is where it's at least a little bit interesting. So the way I guess that they are going to reveal the gender ultimately is through a fake sumo wrestling match. A fake sumo wrestling match between two opponents, one pink, one blue. They look like ghost sumo wrestlers, and whoever wins is going to win. Now, I don't know who choreographed this choreography, but I'm going to tell you, honey, they definitely didn't go to get a BA in theater arts. I mean, these peeps could have done better. There could have been sound effects. I'm just saying, if this is like a whole thing that you pay someone to do, this wasn't great. It's like you can barely hit anyone. At some point, one of the characters is victorious over the other just by sheer fact that one is on the ground and just won't get up for no reason, and one just puts their arms up in the air. And then at that point, they all have to understand that the pink one has in fact won. So the pink one wins, and Justine gets another little girl that she's manifested for some reason. We're all so excited. We're supposed to be so impressed and excited that these people that have had so many kids are having another one. This one's a girl. Okay.
I'm so excited for her.
Okay, good. So you can talk about being excited for her.
I'm excited for her because this is the first time she's been able to actually celebrate her pregnancy. That sucks. This whole time that these men she's been with this entire time has made it so difficult for her. I don't know, or that the circumstances, I mean, she's definitely, been a part of this journey as well, so she has some culpability in it. But I don't know, it made me happy. But the mother, the Michael's mother was like, "I'm sorry, Justine, that I did all this for you. I did not mean to make you upset. I'm sorry. It's not my problem. But I've been hurt in the past, so I do not trust this woman to have the baby for my son." So that's annoying that that's a situation that we have to deal with. But I'm happy for her in that moment. Now, I'm sad for Michael's daughter that
Yeah.
she has to deal with this.
Yep.
And to me, Kylie's a little boo boo face for doing what she did. She should not have revealed that because she's a child and she thinks she knows better, And listen, I'm Kylie, Kylie's me. But when you think you know better and you're just causing fuel to the flame for no reason. But
I love that for you. I know, like you're just like a little know-it-all. You were just like wandering around being like, I can do better than all these fucking people. Let me run. Like you were just like, let me
yeah,
run shit, and you were causing problems. You're
yes, and so like I feel bad for that, but yeah. So there's winners and there's losers in this, and really the children are in master the losers, and that Santana, he getting on my nerves. I get he has autism, but like I don't know. Maybe I don't get that he has autism. All right. Were you done talking with him?
Yeah.
Let's move on to Sean and Sarah. Oh my God, a
Wow.
blast from the past. Now, she's had all this work done, but yet has gained weight, right?
So it does feel like that happened. She did have a baby, but yes, yes, but she's also just had a tummy tuck. So we don't know if her body is literally swelling from the trauma of surgery, but she looks very different, and she's also walking so different. So like it took me a minute to understand why she was reading so different. She obviously is in a lot of pain. She's recovering from surgery, so her body is swollen from what looks like a trauma that has happened to her. She can barely walk, and so she's like hunched over. She has no neck. I mean, it does look really painful and uncomfortable, and juxtaposed with, of course, the flashbacks. Yes, I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I see what's happening. So, but basically, yes, she's had a lot of surgery. We're coming up on understanding that she had a breast surgery that we talked about last season, but now we're again, as I've said, fresh off of a full tummy tuck, which, by the way, is a lot of money. I'm gonna say these things are a lot of money, which we can come back to and talk to later, that these things are money. But whether she's paid for this or whatnot, these are expensive surgeries. So yeah, they go to dinner, and basically another part of the surgery conversation is that she has an addictive personality. So whether she is now being addicted to plastic surgery and or the pain meds that come after is a question.
I think that
Muhammad?
she's addicted. I think she's addicted to the pain medication for sure. She's like, where's the alcohol? And I feel like she's definitely alcohol and pain medication high this entire episode. That's what it's given for me. Because the way she's talking and everything like that. And I think he's right. And that's what he gets. This is what he gets. This is what he gets. He deserves all of this.
Yeah, he's always been so horrible. I mean, he's
Yeah.
like, could you imagine a conversation with like him and Chaz, just like the worst of the worst guys? Like, I mean, like Chance, Chaz, him, like they're all just such pigs, but all in their own ways. And they would all get together and be like, we fucking guys are it, which is part of their toxicity. So basically, another part of this is this entire time of her like recovering from surgery and not being able to like truly move and have that baby and or whatever, is that her mom's still around. We know Kathy. Okay.
Her mom's still around. Her mom's never going away. Okay.
She still lives. Okay, so just remember the players of Sean and Sarah. There's Kelly, there's Kathy. We have to remember, this is like just bringing people up to speed.
Full house.
Yeah. Kathy's been taking care of them kids. Sean and Sarah leave from their dinner with like to-go cups of like drinks. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they pull up and Sean won't even go into the house of his mother-in-law / person that has been holding his baby for the past 6 hours, if not for the past 5 weeks, Um,
Yep. And so it's crazy because he's like, she broke my trust a million years ago when she lied about what the wife was doing, her daughter was doing. And she was the one that was against it in the beginning. And he won't forgive her. But he's forgiven his wife, obviously, because he's putting his penis in his wife. Well, he hasn't been because she's been getting surgeries. Yeah, how did she get these surgeries? Is it because she's been on her online whatever? Maybe she has a secret OnlyFans. Who knows?
Right. Great questions that deserve answers.
Yeah. And so then he won't come in the house because he just doesn't trust. Is her name Angela? Who knows?
Kathy.
She seems like an Angela. Yeah. Right. Doesn't she seem like her name should be Angela? Of all the Angelas we met from the Matt Sharp world,
you're
her
right,
name would
Kathy.
be Angela.
Yeah.
So Kathy is like, well, he won't come in and talk to me. Why won't he come in and talk to me? Okay. Well, I guess I'm just full of bullshit.
I'm good enough to watch his kids.
I'm good
not good enough to look in the face,
but not good enough to talk to. Okay. Oh my gosh, I mean, if there was a poster for what
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
If there was a poster for what it looked like, it would be her. So anyway, this mother cannot lift her children because she made the choice to get tummy tucks and shit while she's of the mother lifting of children age. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck didn't she get a tummy tuck when her children were able to feed themselves?
I wonder if only this, but I don't know for sure, is that there used to be this thing back in the day where like they would be like, they had a promise to you that if you got a C-section, you could get an automatic tummy tuck.
Oh.
But that baby is like, I'm gonna say like at least a year and 3 months. So this tummy tuck, she waited a year. You're right. So I don't know if it's because you need to do I have no fucking clue. But but if you're gonna wait a year, why not wait more? But especially because you have like a good for nothing man that for some reason isn't giving you money or making enough money, and that was the reason why you married him. But also you married him because he quote unquote was the best that you'd ever gotten, and you just never felt like you were ever gonna get better.
Yeah, and it's true.
Well, she by the way has to explain to him that she wants a BBL.
Yeah. She needs to slow down. She needs to slow down.
Yeah.
She needs remember that the oldest child doesn't even live with her. At least the last time we checked, the oldest child lived with Angela Kathy.
I thought from what I remember, I thought that her body type was that she was super I thought that she did have a butt. Like I thought that not to like, I think every body type is beautiful. Like from what I remember, she used to be very, very like athletic with a butt. Like she almost looked like I thought she was like a gymnast body. That kind of like small, very small, petite. She's very petite in stature.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought she had like an athletic body type where she didn't have that many, God likes what I'm saying, didn't have that much boobies, but had like, I feel like I remember, I don't know. Anyway, but maybe this is what she wants. But if it does feel like she's chasing something, she just like, be okay. But
waterfalls.
During the time in which he won't go into Kathy's house and Kathy comes outside and like, he's like, fuck you, bitch. Kelly calls.
Oh, Kelly, conveniently.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly conveniently calls at the right time, and she's like, "So I need some money." Kelly's the worst actress ever.
So your kids, she gets to phone it in, literally and figuratively.
They have interviews, so they need suits. What the fuck is she talking about? Why they have interviews? So what do they need, Kelly? What?
Joseph A. Bank, we have to go down to like the men's warehouse. We have like 3-day suit broker, but you have to give us some money for.
It's so weird. And he's like, I feel bad. I can't take care of my kids. They're my first priority. He's like, how much do you want? And she's like, well, I don't want. Your kids need. I've been doing everything, but I need at least 500. And he's like, I'll see what I can do. But it's like this whole back and forth. And I'm like, interviews? What? I mean, listen, not that, he doesn't owe her money and it's not deserved. And like, I don't want him to be stressed out for the rest of his life for the way he's treated every woman and any person in his life. Like, I'm not, but it's just like the acting was just so bad. And so now he owes her money, and that's just never going to be, that's never not going to be, I'm going to use double negatives. That's Kelly calling him is never not going to be a trope in their storyline.
I'm so happy about that. And it makes me happy, yeah, because he's the dumbest and he looks the dumbest and he's like, no, because he's like, I don't know, I can't, I have nothing right now. As my, like, he's like, his other wife is, recovering from thousands of dollars of plastic surgery. And he's like, I do a lot, but he doesn't. He's like, she doesn't ask me to pay child support. I'm like, that's crazy. And I wish he would. He's like, so I send her 1,000 here, 1.5 there. And then she asks him for a couple of things. Like, that's crazy. And first of all, the side note is, men and their clothes is such a other world to me. Like the idea of a young guy being like, I have to get some suits, having not had suits, but just to me is like, is that like you didn't have dresses? So you didn't have any dresses? Like, what's the equivalent? Like a man that for a guy to not have a suit by a certain age is wild to me because women have to have so many different kinds of clothes and we spend so much money on clothes that the fact that by a certain, like, suits are just so interesting.
Yeah,
Because
I
they're
mean,
also so cheap. Like again, so sorry. You can go to fucking Men's Warehouse and get 10 suits for $1.
I think if you don't go to church, you don't.
No weddings, no churches. Yeah, someone, so yeah, I like half dated someone for a second. And when I was like, do you want to come to this event with me? This person told me that he didn't have appropriate wear for it. And I was
Yeah.
confused and shocked by that because I was like, oh, I'm not
Mhm.
asking. I mean, like, it's one thing if we've been going to so many places, you're like, I haven't have anything new, everything has been seen. It's like, but men just, like you just don't have the weird black or gray thing that you wear outside of the thing. You just like, so you have a shirt and you wear like a suit. I mean, I literally don't understand it, but all you have to have is
Yeah.
one or two darker colored things that
Mhm.
are fit to you. Like
Yeah.
that's what you don't have. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
you
think my mother made sure my brother did at almost every stage. Because of weddings, like when you took your kids to weddings. So if people don't take their kids to weddings, then they don't have that. If your kid has never been to a funeral, some people just are like, oh, the kids are not gonna wear funeral clothes. They're like, whatever. Um, if you never took your kid, if you never bought Easter clothes, then you don't, your son doesn't have a button up. You know what I mean? And then like if also there are people who just won't buy their kids the clothes for the event, like I just said, right? So maybe you don't have a suit, but the event happens and you go, "Oh, I need to buy my kid the thing for the thing." So you just buy the thing. And then the kid at some point recognizes that they need that. But truthfully, if you don't go to church or have some kind of formal event where your parent is like, "Oh, I'm going to buy you this thing," then you don't know to do so. And then the man that told you, "Oh, I don't have that," he doesn't understand that he shouldn't have said that he should just went and got it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He shouldn't have said, "Oh, I don't have that." Or he should have said, "Yeah, I don't have that, but I'm gonna go get one because I'm excited to get one." Like
Yeah,
you
but I'm
basically
happy
make
he
it
did.
seem
Only because
it
because I'm
informed.
happy about the natural sift that happens.
The natural, the natural divide. They're like, flour. Just shake that out. Okay, great. Okay, that's interesting.
There's there Having said that, the balance, okay, not to go off topic, the balance of dating or merging or understanding someone where you're like, I want to make room for the new and the understanding and the compassion and the grace. And then there's also the parts where you're like, oh God, if your reaction to this is so far off, what would have to happen for us to just like live lives on a daily basis, which is not that you have to have a suit to be in my life, but you have to have a button down, because things happen. This is like, like you go to dinner at a place that requires anyway. So but Sean's never gonna be that for Sarah. Maybe let's go into this. Let me tell you this. So basically, I'm happy that Sean's kids are learning now that they might have to dress nice. And I mean, because I want them to move on. If you remember, and I remember, Sean's son is hot as hell and cool as fuck. So if Sean's son, I forgot his name, the hot one that's cool as fuck, is gonna get a cool ass job that, like, requires him to look a little nice, to, like, make some make some connections in this world and go to some events and networking where he feels empowered because he looks and feels good. I want this for him, and I definitely want Sean to pay for it. But this is the worst part of this story, is that right after this, we get a fucking shot of Sean's bank account on his phone. Wow. And I wish that I gotten a screenshot of this for you, but did you see this?
No, I missed
Okay,
it.
I'll tell you what I looked at. I'll tell you what it said.
What it looked it like? What
What
did
it
it look
looked like.
what did it look it like?
Now, let me tell you this right now. We get a lot of shots of bank accounts on this show.
I
We get a
would
lot
die.
of screenshots over the older camera looking at an iPhone of a banking app on a person's phone as it radiates the shame of this person's choices. We get it. And in this moment, we get it. Wah. Sorry. Wahama. I want you to listen to me. It was $4. He had 1, 2, 3. I forgot how Janet counts down. He had $4 fucking dollars.
Oh, that's better than negative.
He has more. You can't have less dollars than children on God's green earth.
You're right. That's fair. I was thinking of myself.
Yeah, you can have $0 because you have 0 children. This is a very astute, and don't fight me on it, Chris Farrer rule in the universe, and this is 100% real. That's fine, but if you have kids, you have to have $1 per kid in your checking account at all fucking times. And I would like $1 per child in the savings account too. And this man is short. He is short, and who's also short? Sarah. Everyone's short, honey, in many different ways, and he's short on being a dad, and like it's really, really sad. And he says though he has to understand that he has to have daddy duty. He needs to be a better father is what he says, and he's almost dead, so he's been saying this in many, many years, and we'll see if that ever happens.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I mean, I really hope that all of the times that he busted in Kelly's gut, it was worth it.
It wasn't.
Okay.
Because he's not getting money from it, he keeps making children, and it keeps being a drain on these women and on their lives, their bodies, and the children. Let's move on. Do you want to?
Brittany and Keyrock. I am tired of them. I don't like this. I don't like the whole, like, Keyrock is this inspiration that we should be paying attention to. They've decided to change the narrative in which they've shined the light on him. So far in this season, he's the savior or some kind of positive light. And I don't like it. And we haven't seen much of Brittany at all. And I want to know what trauma, because we already know based from Keyrock and what happened that something happened with the dad. The dad caused a lot of trauma and the mother let it happen, or the mother wasn't there to stop it, or something. And Keyrock has somehow forgiven the mother, maybe because of her cancer tribulations, but Desmond hasn't. And Desmond is going through it, and the mother is just yelling at him. And it's become all about her. His addiction and his pain has become about her and how it's affecting her. And I don't like it. I didn't like this narrative of this episode. I didn't like how they were using Desmond and his addiction for the storyline, and how they're using Keyrock's words of inspiration and his borderline, they didn't mention his churchy ways, but they wanted to kind of. I didn't like it. So we start off with Desmond not being there, and then we talk about how many children the mother has lost. There's an older brother, and then there's Keyrock's twin that was lost in the womb. And we're just really setting up this scenario in which this mother worked really hard and whatnot. And I can see the bones of an alcoholic mother who allowed, or who was entangled in whatever allowed, I'm just going to say it, who allowed this overbearing father to do whatever it is that he did to cause strife and stress towards these kids.
Mhm.
And because this father is now gone or not in the picture or whatever, these children kind of revering their mother because she's the sole survivor of a very traumatic situation. And perhaps this father did something to her as well. And maybe they lump her into, how she's a survivor of him as well and a survivor of cancer. And this happens a lot. I think, like, I have cousins whose mothers were crackheads, and yet they revere her as though she's the like best thing that ever happened on the face of this planet, yet two of them are crack babies. And I'm like, I don't what. But that love for a mother is something that let me stop that. That love for a mother is something that people have that outweighs some of the trauma that mothers have done to children that I don't quite understand. And that's what we're seeing here. And then we're seeing a child, to me, talk about how the trauma that the mother bestowed on that child is affecting them to this day, yet that mother gets to berate that child on national TV and yell at that child, and everybody expects that child to apologize to the mother. And I don't agree with that. And I don't agree with Key-Rock, preacher, whatever, when Key-Rock is an asshole. So
I mean, I appreciate your take, and I agree that I wonder what Desmond's like. Yeah, Desmond is being isn't they're showing him at being an addict on TV, and it's a very intense subject matter to be shown because for the rest of your life this is something that the entire world knows. So what do you get from it? Like, is he being paid? Like, like obviously he's chosen this, he's putting his image on, he has to sign for it. But it is interesting because he wasn't a major part of the show, and he's not like he's one of the people that, has been in lockup and blah blah blue. But anyway, so I agree. Let's move on. Eris and Cameron. So this is like kind of a smaller, kind of like shorter part because basically we're hot off of their big scene last week, which was Cameron's video shoot, honey, at the strip club, honey, with the stripper like a bouncing. And then Eris, comes in because they're on Find My Friends and sees it and is upset, is mad, looking gorgeous.
mad.
Every time I see her, every time I see her, I'm like, Jesus, God, she's a fucking vision. She's an angel in a vision.
Yeah. So we have a scene where we start off where they're driving somewhere, and she's like, you have to get used to the way Cameron talks.
Yeah. His whole personality, you have to. Well, but I am. You're right. But because yes.
She asks a question like, oh, we're going into a warehouse, and he's like, many things can happen in a warehouse. And I'm like, I know many things can happen in a fucking warehouse. Who the fuck are you talking to? Like, when he said that, like, he's so like, yes, and many things, like, I'm sorry that you have a like, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like Cameron somewhere along the way picked up a dictionary and picked up a thesaurus or something, and he at every turn wants to show the world how smart he is or something. And so when he believes that someone is underestimating him, he has to clap back to let everyone know that he's intelligent and smart. And no one is challenging that, sir. I'm asking you a question because I want to know like what we're doing. And you have to be a smartass any opportunity you get. And I'm not here for it.
Oh, that's his personality. Basically his personality. Like that is who he, yeah, I don't know. I really, for some reason, like him so much, obviously. I just think that he's so entertaining. Like he is. I mean, like he's snappy as fuck. He's witty.
It's
like
not wit.
okay.
I don't feel like it's witty. I hate it. So anyways.
I know you know. But, it's not boring. It isn't like, it's just like, what's, because she knows it's a surprise. I look like warehouse is over there, like, what does she want him to say? Is she going to a surprise? She's not going to be like, he's not going to tell her what it is. So she's baiting him, and he has to give it back. Like Anyway, and she loves it, by the way. She loves it. So they get into this warehouse studio, which is not where they're laying down tracks, but instead they're doing some photography.
Oh
And he has
gosh.
brought in the exact outfit that she, I guess, was looking online
Mhm,
at.
mhm,
You know, it's
mhm.
all pink. And then Lena, of course, is there. And they do,
It's
she's
so
like, "Is
cute.
this my pregnancy shoot?" And
Yes.
he's like, "It is.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate me."
And it's just again, no, stop having to it's like he consistently has to prove that he's not an idiot, and it's like no one's saying you're an idiot, but no one expects this from you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have led no one to expect this from you. No one's saying you're an idiot, but no one is expecting this from you. So I don't understand why you're so defensive. Okay, let's move on.
My God, Joy and Red. Oh no,
Louis and Melissa.
Louis and Melissa. Okay,
So
we have Joy and Red after that. We have the
Louis'
two. We
teeth
said the
look
two best
great.
for last. Go on.
Louis' teeth look great. Do they not?
You know, yes. Now, is there? Yes, I will.
Mhm.
Is there a stark difference between the bottom and the top?
No.
Yes. No.
No.
Oh,
It looks
okay.
good.
Better than before. Better than before. Better than good. It's good. It's fine. Yeah, but this is where we're on. He's been, as we said, enjoying 7 months working with his friend, honey, in the pizzeria, flipping the dough, honey, doing a
Yeah.
great job. It's in the air, it's in his hands, you know. And this has been his same friend that has watched him before when he was struggling and was the person that gave him a job and everything like that. So it's been really great. Now, this entire time, Alyssa has been like, "You're so dumb, Louie. You won't move to New Jersey. You won't just leave your mother. You just want to be in your mother's boobie the whole time. And why aren't you getting a Fortune 500 job, Louie, with your fucked up teeth, Louie? Why?" Like, Melissa's been like a nightmare this entire season, truly. Like, I think so. By the way, this episode, I also realized how much she looked like Donna. I mean, the same eyes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was really just marrying his mom. But and the same kind of Italian woman who for some reason can't cook. I've never in my life seen it. Like, you know, like what I hate to say it because poor Italian women really have such a stereotype levied on them. And the levy is bitch can cook and it's gonna fucking taste good. And now we've seen two Italian women on here, I mean, do atrocities on national television where we're like, oh shit. All right, Giada not. Anyway, so basically this is what we know. He at this pizza place decides to FaceTime Melissa and be like, "Guess what, babe? Doing the thing you've always wanted me to do, leaving mom and pizza and coming down to you." And she's like, "But you can you with the paperwork?" And he's like, "Yeah, because
Yeah.
and she makes it a big ass thing. And this is what I wanted to ask with you. Like, what she makes it seem like she's afraid that because that he's going to be driving down, that anytime he will do something stupid and or get pulled over and or get put in jail. And I can't decide if she thinks that he's just not physically able to get from one state to another without fucking up his life, or whether she's just afraid that he would get pulled over by someone and it would result in a jail time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that she thinks that he would do something stupid.
Like what? Like pull over at the side of the road? I'm saying, like go to a like, is he going to just pull over into a truck stop and just immediately get meth and
I
shoot
don't
it in
know.
him because driving in itself is anxious that he wouldn't have done it in the pizza and he won't do it in New Jersey, but she's trusting the entire time of the relationship for him to be sober except for this one driving time? Because driving makes me anxious. I just like literally am trying to break it down what she
Driving
thinks
makes
is
you
going to happen.
makes you anxious?
Can.
Oh, can. Okay. I was like, "What? You drive all the time." So this whole
I
time you're
well
just oh, okay.
well
Oh, wow. Oh, this whole so then stop driving.
I wish I just like really just had like, you know, a bunch of drivers driving me around my life or for me not to have to move and just,
Uber.
you know,
Uber.
oh, so expensive, especially if you have to drive to LA and Orange County. You know how much expensive that is?
Well, if
Uh,
you turn in your car and you didn't have to pay your car note monthly, maybe it would equal the same.
you know what? It's just
We
the
can have this
drive
conversation. We can have this
off camera.
conversation later. Yeah, I'm gonna help you with this. Oh, let me help you not
I
be
don't really
anxious.
want to help right now. I have a lot on my plate. Anyway, move on. Sorry, this is one of those things where I'm like, I'm saying this is, but I don't really want to solve this for me in this moment. And I have a lot. This is it's like 2 days before Christmas, bitch. I got to do other things, but I love you so much. No, I play with you. By the way, again, you look so cute.
Don't. First of all, do not put a problem before me and expect me not to try to solve it. First of all, this is your fault.
If it's a problem, yo, she'll
I'll
solve it.
solve it. Anyways, what was I saying before you derailed me?
My anxiety driving him.
No.
How's
Oh
he
yeah,
gonna get from?
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Maybe she thought that he would get pulled over and then some insanity would like maybe she worried she's probably having some kind of crazy anxious moment where he is driving and then he gets super nervous because he gets pulled over and then he has diarrhea of the mouth and just tells them that he's a convict and a felon and that he's running from state to state and doesn't have his documents properly. Like she's just worried about the whole thing. So would it be easier if somebody who doesn't have a felony drove state to state? Yes.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Wouldn't it just be easier? Like she just got nervous because it's a couple of states over. It's Georgia to New Jersey. That's at least 4 states.
Mm,
I get it.
I wish I cannot answer. I can't comment on that. That's how bad I am at geography. I cannot even know, who knows. But I love the next part. So basically, his friend Dan's like, I never get any encouraging words from Melissa, but we'll see if it works out. Whatever, God bless. So the next day, they're packing. He's packing at Donna's house. Donna had gotten a purple manicure, honey, but it has been some days. Okay, it has been some days.
It's
and
like
a couple have popped off.
The problem is that she bloody got regular ass nail polish. And so what's wrong with you? Get gel.
Oh, no, you can see you can see, babe, where it's an acrylic nail. And then when she holds up her phone, no, I'm right. Where one nail no longer is there, my love.
Oh, I didn't tell you were wrong. I didn't say you were wrong. I didn't say you
Oh
were
yeah,
wrong.
it's not,
I'm
it's
just
not.
laughing.
Oh yeah, no, you can see where she has a completely different
Okay.
nail bed than before.
Okay.
But she wears a purple shirt on television. And I'm going to tell you, I tried to read it. It is literally, I mean, like the Bible long. It's the longest verse. It's like that Fiona Apple album title where you're like, okay, we could have, it's now like ... But do you want to read it for the peeps?
Yes. I'm an Italian woman who was born with their heart on their sleeve and their soul in their mouth.
In a fire. It's a fire, isn't it? Yeah.
Hold
I'm
on.
going to try this again. I'm an Italian woman. I was born with my heart on my sleeve, a fire in my soul, and a
A
mouth
mouth like
I can't control. He married his mom. He's going to marry his mom.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's great. It's great for him. I'm happy for him. So, I mean, just such a different Melissa than the Melissa when he was in prison. This Melissa is like worried and always complaining as opposed to defending and talking about how much she loved him. And this is her high school fantasy.
Absolutely. Yes. You know what it is? Okay. Not to cross sharp, but like Holly, like the delusion of a Holly and Wayne. Melissa used to be like Holly, like dark hair, pale skin, and just be like jumping around in like uniforms, be like, can't wait for Louis to get out of prison. I've been so excited. He's the hottest guy. And I'm so living my, like she was like in her own princess land of whatever her fantasies were. And this is a very different one of like, yeah, where she's been woken up, honey. I mean, but basically she calls Donna while he's packing because they're becoming the same woman. And Donna answers, and that's how I know that she has that pop nail, honey. And then she's like, look, bitch, we can't let him do it. We can't, we have to put our titties together, our Italian titties together, and figure out how to get your son / my son / boyfriend, how to be safe on this trip. And it's for you to come with. But just so you know, yes, drive the entire way there, but don't think we're going to stay with us. We don't have room. So you're going to find your own lodging or turn around and drive yourself right fucking back. Or actually, no, because you're not going to have a car. He's taking his car down here. You please pay for your own way to go back. I don't even know. Like it's so that part doesn't make sense.
Hop your ass on a flight and get back home. Figure it out. And so then Donna walks into the room and she's like, guess who's on my phone? And Louis like, what? Hi, why are you calling my mother? And she's like, because I want her to drive you. And then it's just like this whole thing where Louis like, oh, I guess you don't trust me. And yeah, they both agree that Donna should drive him. And so he's like, what the fuck? You know how they talk to each other. I think that's how it ends.
That is.
Right. Joy and Red.
Ooh.
All right. So we start off this episode where Red meets Joy's brother, who is 1 year either older or younger. Can't remember. Older. Joy's has a lot of siblings, and we're slowly unfolding them, slowly just like meeting them all. They all look alike too, which is so cute.
Yep.
So the brother meets Red and wants to know how serious Red is. Red says that he's serious, that it's his heart and soul, the fact that Sway is calling him daddy and that he'll do anything for it. But after a while, it feels that Red is just saying words. It doesn't feel sincere. It doesn't feel like he truly understands what he's saying, because he likes the fact that somebody adores him, but it doesn't compute that he is now responsible for that person, and he doesn't understand how to take care of that adoration, how to foster and how to grow and love that adoration. He just likes the adoration.
Yeah, absolutely. And when he's not getting it from Sway, he's getting it from Joy. Like, what a fucking lucky. I mean, he just literally gets to be put in a house, do nothing all day but play video games and play with the most adorable baby who loves him, and then just like get fed and get fucked.
Yeah. So he really is just providing lip service to the brother right now, because I think Red is utterless right now. He just doesn't know which way what he's doing, which way he's going. He says he's been applying for jobs, but nothing's really taken off. Joy is the main breadwinner. He's, I guess, kind of watching Sway, but what does he really know about watching kids, right? He's bored. He wants to talk to his bestie. He wants to go back to Missouri to see his family. And he's bored. And so he wants to just like run home real quick. But the truth is, he doesn't know when he's going to come back, because he has nothing going on in New Mexico that is keeping him anchored. And he feels kind of trapped by Joy, because Joy doesn't want him talking to anybody. And she doesn't have the time to help him get acclimated. I think that's what happens when people come to new surroundings. Like, they don't realize that it's hard when you don't know people, especially if you're not an introvert. And Red doesn't strike me as somebody who's an introvert, somebody who can just make do with solace and, quiet at their own time. And so I'm like, I don't know, you better take him to like whatever the YMCA, get him some activities and some friends or whatever. It's like Holly in South Africa. Like, you got to figure out something for them to do in order for them, because they're just going to fall back on their old, if he was in Missouri, he would know exactly what to do. He would know exactly where to go. He would know who to kick it with. He would have that community. And so after that, he talks about the fact that Joy's been paying for everything. And and he likes New Mexico. He talks about the fact that he's never seen mountains before. He's never seen certain things like from New Mexico. But Joy really wants to go out and have a date night. So she's going to pay for it, as she pays for everything.
Right.
And he then has the audacity to order a bunch of stuff on the list.
I couldn't believe it. That part. That part's gross to me. I just like, he's just free. I mean, everything is horrible with them. He's freely loading off of her. She is always crying that she's in a situation that she gets herself in. I can't even really feel bad for Micah as he cries about the fact that obviously Red doesn't feel right, and everything that Red is saying doesn't feel genuine about the fact that he has now, this little boy who loves him. But Micah really can't do any fucking thing because that was the choice that what his younger sister made. His younger sister made the choice to suddenly have this, her son call a non-daddy daddy without them even meeting, much less now. And so every time that he does anything, she has now coupled it with, well, I need also Red in the life first way. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's what you did. And so it's unfortunate because this is headed to nowhere. This is like a road to nowhere. There is no way that this is going to work out. Everyone is delusional. No one's in it for the right reasons. Like I absolutely agree. When you hear Red talk about it, like he is so obviously giving lip service, it almost feels like an AI program takes over his tongue.
Yeah.
Because it feels like what you would assume a robot would say to appease a situation, but you're like looking at the person, you're like, no, dude, what? I mean, the sad part is really Micah crying, being like, in this moment, realizing how insincere it is. But at the same time, it's like, once we saw Joy pawning her grandmother's fucking jewelry, it was like, none of this is going to be good. Like, there's not going to ever be a good choice. Like, I didn't even need to see Red. Like, Red is not even really part of this equation for me, as much as Joy's, and I hate to say this, I've been watching Joy's like self-hatred and insecurity. It feels like that's what the couple is. Joy and her hatred and or insecurity for herself. And then I watch it being manifest in this other situation with this person named Red.
Yeah. Yeah, and he doesn't know what he wants. He has ideas in his head, but he's stunted from 10 years ago. He's still that 19-year-old person who went into prison in like a 29-year-old's body or a 30-year-old's body. So he thinks he knows the things that he wants, but he doesn't know anything about the outside world. He doesn't know how to get them. He's 19 and she's expecting him to step up and do all the things that he said he was going to do, but that's prison talk. And I don't think it's completely insincere on his part. He just doesn't know that he doesn't know how to do it. And then it's like, he's like, what do you want from me? And she's like, I want you to be honest. And he's like, but when I'm honest, you get mad. And she's like, I get mad because you said you're going to be this. And then he's like, well, I don't want to not talk to anybody that I've ever known. I don't want to not talk to people that I've ever known. And she's like, yeah, but I don't understand why. You have me and you have Sway. And that's always how it is with these 90-Day Fiance stories.
I know it. It's remarkable.
90-Day Fiance, Love After Lockup. It's always how it is with these Love After Lockup stories.
Yeah, we've said this before. In the Shark world, there are certain cast of Commedia dell'arte characters, and every season we just kind of mix them up, and we have the same kind of storylines, different faces, but then, it's all the same. But we'll see what happens, my loves. My goodness gracious, what an ep! If you want more,
you join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. You get the visuals of what you're listening to as well as a live every first Monday of the month. So please join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties. If you do not have the extra funds to support your girls on super fun things like having a editor to help us get content out faster and with better quality, or a social media manager to help us meet with the folks around the world, Chris will tell you how you can support us. Chris?
Just putting myself in great lighting for you. You can follow our social medias. We are at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties1 on X. We have a Facebook group called the DocuSweeties Podcast Facebook group. Other than that, we thank you guys so much for listening. Happy holidays. If you want to give us a little present, my gosh, please do so in giving us 5 stars and a helpful review wherever you listen to podcasts. Other than that, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.